Okay, what I'm about to tell you will make you realize that every excuse you will make in your life from this moment now on is completely bullshit. And the proof comes from the most horrific place in human history. But first, pause this video right now. Look around you in your room. Now imagine that in 10 minutes from now on, armed guards are going to fall into your room and going to tear you away from everything you see. Your house, your phone, your family, everything you love. Forever. And here's the part that will destroy you psychologically. You have no idea if you will ever see any of it ever again. Because that's exactly what happened to Viktor Frankl in 1942. Frankl, his wife and his family were all sent to concentration camps where almost everything you can imagine was taken away from him. It was in this concentration camp that Viktor spent 3 long and brutal years as a prisoner, forced to work in labor camps in the most terrible conditions with so little food that over time the prisoners slowly starved. But here's what really messes with your mind. Viktor had no idea this nightmare was just beginning. He didn't know he was starting a 3-year journey through hell. Think about it for a second. 3 years. And when the prisoners became too weak to keep working, they were sent to the gas chambers, their lives extinguished in the most horrific way imaginable. But here's what's psychologically devastating to him. Viktor doesn't know if this will last for 3 days, 3 months, or if it will be the next one sent to die. He doesn't know if his pregnant wife is alive or dead. He doesn't know if he will ever see his family again. Every single morning he wakes up to complete uncertainty about whether he will survive another day. And if you think your anxiety about the future is bad, imagine not knowing if you have a future at all. But here's where Viktor discovered something that will change everything you think you know about surviving impossible situations. It wasn't necessarily the strongest people who survived in the camps. Let that sink in for a second. Physical strength didn't determine who lived or died. Intelligence didn't determine who made it out alive. It was those who had meaning in life who survived. Everyone he knew in the concentration camps had lost everything they held dear. Their homes, their families, their freedom. And here's a moment that will give you chills. Because Viktor explained that after being a prisoner, he experienced the beauty of art and nature like never before. On what felt like an especially miserable day, he remembers how a prisoner pointed to a magnificent view of a sunset that shone through the tall trees outside of the camp. And he remembers how the sky felt so alive with lightened clouds of ever-changing color. And after a moment of silence, one prisoner said how beautiful the world still could be. Every day he kept the face of his wife in his mind alive, thinking and loving her so much. But still he didn't know if he would ever see her again. But here's the part that changes everything for me personally. Because Viktor discovered that forces beyond your control can take away everything you possess except one thing. Your freedom. Your freedom to choose how you will respond to the situation. Because you cannot control what happens to you in life, right? But you can control what you feel and do about what happens to you. So let that hit you for a second. Let that sink in. So Viktor showed this while watching people die around him every single day. And he proved this while not knowing if he would ever see his wife again. He proved this while his name was being reduced to a number on his arm, treated worse than an animal with no guarantee of survival. And you are telling me you can't choose a different response to your current challenges? So when you check your bank account next time and you feel that familiar panic, you know you have a choice. When someone doubts your dreams, you know you have a choice. When things don't go according to your plans, know you have a choice. The meaning you create, the future you hold on to, the purpose that pulls you forward even when everything seems impossible. So here's my question for you. If Viktor Frankl could find meaning while facing death every single day for 3 years in a row, if he could see beauty in a sunset while living in literally hell, what problems do you have at this moment? So remember, forces beyond your control can take away everything you possess except one thing: your freedom. Your freedom to choose how you will respond. You cannot control what happens to you in life, but you can control what you feel and do about what happens to you. So keep up the good work, and remember, if Victor could find meaning in hell itself, you can find meaning in whatever you are facing right now. Alright guys, love you all and see you in the next video.